Hello and welcome to the Customer Experience Forum 2022. Are you ready for liftoff? Because today we're going to transform your customer experience. When it comes to modern shopping, we're all well used to looking down at our computers, sharing our data, analysing behaviours and chasing new customers. But today we're going to look up. Today we're going to change our perspective. Shakespeare's Hamlet once said, "There are more things in heaven and earth than are dreamt of in your philosophy." And there are possibilities out there that we haven't even dreamt of yet. But there are companies who are showing the way forward, shaping the future of customer experience. And today we're going to meet some of those pioneers, because it's those pioneers who were the first to circumnavigate the earth, climb the highest peaks, dive into the deepest depths and explore outer space. So why don't we look up now and gaze at the stars? Coming up, intelligent commerce, omnichannel customer engagement, and connected customer service. Wow, and there's more. We have live content. You can ask questions of all our guest speakers and experts. You can book a meeting if you want to find out more and get more information. And some of you will be watching at an on-site location. Hello there to everyone in the Netherlands, London and Paris. And for those of you who are going digital, please don't forget to visit our 360-degree customer experience room on our thrilling always-on platform. But before we launch our customer experience rocket, allow me to introduce you to Sandrine Pons and Grant Coleman.
Welcome, Grant. So happy to have you on stage with me today. Customer experience is very key. Experience, we all have remember our first experience, when the first keys, when we first drive our car, when also we have the first bad experience. Finally, we are all somebody's customer. Customer experience is the key, isn't it?
Indeed it is. I mean, I think what you've highlighted there is that we are all people. We're all customers of somebody, but we're fundamentally all people. And the way I think about customer experience is that it drives now every different function of customer-facing processes inside a company. It's like we're at a paradigm shift, putting really the CMO and any CX leader within a business in a very important position, because CX is at the core of the business, serving the customer, driving experience, keeping customers happy and delighting them. Deloitte have estimated that investments in CX are going to grow at 15% plus year over year for at least the next 5 years, which will triple all the investments made in the past decade altogether. So that really underscores just how important this is right now.
Impressive. Sustainability is close to my heart. Everything we're doing today is impacting our future. We are all living in one planet, in the same planet. That has come to the customer experience as well. Yes?
Absolutely, and I think this is a subject right now, sustainability, that SAP takes really seriously, because we think we're in almost like a category of one company who really understands the end-to-end of a customer journey and a business process related to sustainability. Mm-hmm. So we're very passionate about it, and we actually think that customer experience plays an exciting role within this. In fact, and it will be ready this autumn, I can give you a bit of a sneak peek into our plan to enable recycle and resell functionality known as re-commerce, which is not only about sustainability, but fundamentally just a really cool CX innovation. SAP are going to call this Feather, which will allow sales and the management of pre-owned products right next to new products. This way, customers can buy used, authentic pre-owned products with confidence and without the risks that come by buying through a third-party marketplace.
Yeah, I love a circular economy, and we have a limited number of raw materials, and really need to care about it and care about our planet and cut down the waste. Yeah, re-commerce means also creating new things, yeah, in a sustainable way. That's really interesting concept. If maybe we could find also a way to have our customer fall in love with our brands. Yeah, that's also an interesting topic. You have just described re-commerce, and there's such a seamless transition between the old and the new.
I agree. And over half the people who buy pre-owned products, by the way, from a brand will go on to buy from the same brand at the new price. So that alone will show that re-commerce is a valuable introduction to any business. And I love the way it crosses the realities between online and offline, different parts of the product life cycle, and builds lifetime value with that customer while connecting experiences and loyalty to turn customer touchpoints into opportunities to delight. Furthermore, it's a sustainable choice. So it's right for the business, but it's also right for the planet.
Yeah, and there's also another aspect very important is we hear about customer loyalty, customer for life. Yeah, we all dream about how making a customer for life, but it's what every business is after, right?
Yes, but it's also really, really complicated. So I don't want to underplay how hard it is. It requires data to do well and the trust that is earned along with that data. And in Europe, we're very used to this now, having worked with the GDPR laws for so many years now. But loyalty is actually quickly evolving way past coupons, physical cards, points, and more about how we grow lifetime value. Strategically, also how we manage identity after the cookie will eventually go away and managing identities and tracking people via cookies disappears. We're going to require that our consumers and customers actually identify themselves, and there'll need to be a reason to do that. And loyalty is another real strategic way to think about how you build customer lifetime value post the cookie, and reward also, connected to our sustainability story. If you can reward sustainability by giving some unique experience to that customer and delighting them because of the way that they've transacted with you in a sustainable way, that again will help bring every part of the customer experience journey together.
Yeah, customer's experience journey. I have a secret to tell you, Grant, here. IT hates me. I'm the one who having always the worst experience. You know, I talk to a robot, I don't know what he's talking about. He asked me to put a button, I cannot find it. I'm staying online with someone talking. Then I'm ending with nobody else, you know, on the phone. How do you deal with customer like me? Because I really want to have quality experience. I want to have a good experience, not a headache.
And so you deserve it, Sandrine. But actually turning a negative experience when they do happen into a positive is also a great way to gain a customer for life. If you can resolve the issues faster and deliver a better customer experience every time in real time, the customer is going to be the winner. In addition to sentiment and tone, understanding intent is going to be crucial going forward. This is why I'm so excited about our new solution, our new service solution, which will enable you to automate all of the steps in the customer services cycle. And the workflows will give each agent, almost like having an AI sidekick. This is a really exciting innovation that also uses Qualtrics XM in the service product. And I couldn't be more excited about how the difference it can make with people like you, people that just really want things to work and expect that service interaction to deliver results.
Thank you, Grant. Everyone, let's enjoy the event and take the time to explore the platform. Be inspired. Back to you, Anda.
What's this? Oh, do they not check my profile? Yeah, okay. I lied about my age. But the fact is, it is key to know your customer. Let's hear what the experts have to say on this topic.
Finally, we landed here in Bordeaux with my friend Pierre from Oxbow, the head of digital. Pierre, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you, Amaury. How are you? I'm very glad to be here.
Very good. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure having you today. We're going to talk about omnichannel customer engagement. But first of all, Can you tell me more about Oxbow, your values, and the path you are taking in the surfing industry?
So Oxbow is a French sustainable action sports company. So it means that we're concerned about any kind of sport that you can do outdoors. So it means in the mountains or in the ocean. But it's a pretty new strategy because for the past few years, we're more concerned, or let's say concerned about the cities. So we were trying to reach a lot of people, not depending on whether they like the outdoors or not. And for the past 2 years, we've been more concerned about reconnecting with our natural playgrounds, which are the ocean and the mountains. So what we aim to do is to make sure that anyone that wants to go snowboarding, skiing, surfing, windsurfing, whatever, mountain biking, anything that you can do outdoor, they can do it with some Oxbow clothes. So that we want to do it while having fun. We like to say in intern, we talk about a French fun family. French because we're proud of our mountains, our oceans. We have one of the best waves, one of the best ski resorts in the world. Fun because we're not about competing. We're not about being the best. We're about having fun with our family, but family in the meaning of our friends, our close friend, the one that we share sessions with, those kind of stuff. So we're basically practicing sports outdoor and having fun, but we want to do it respectively of the environment because we're really concerned about our playgrounds, which are mountains, oceans, and there's a big issue today for everyone. And we try to make everything more sustainable. We try to make our products more respectful of the environment. We try to reduce our carbon print. We do a lot of stuff concerning our products, concerning our way of living. We do many things to make sure that we're respectful in the environment, and that's why we are really proud to be today a sustainable brand.
Now we know better who's Oxbow, and I can say that this company is even in a mission. Sustainability is a key point. We know you and I, Pierre, that there is no planet B. So you talked about your client. To me, they are real ambassadors. Can you tell me more about why at Oxbow, customer experience as a whole is so important?
Well, it is really important for several reasons, mainly because we want to make sure that no matter where you are, whenever you're in contact with our brands, you're going to experience the same things. It doesn't matter if you're on the website, if you're in a shop, if you're like, no matter where you are, whenever you see Oxbow, the experience should be the same, and it should be as smooth as riding a wave. It should be without pain points. So it means that we want our customer to have a qualitative experience, because if you sell products that you say that are qualitative, the experience have to be as well as good as the products, I'd say.
You talked here about quality and also being customer centric. When you talk about riding this wave, I will catch it and try to stay on my surfboard with you. The idea is to say, how did you choose the technology of SAP in order to ride this way till the end? And how is the travel smooth, or was it complicated at the beginning?
Well, at the beginning, let's say it was hard to catch the wave, or maybe let's say we were in the wave, but we were not sure that we wanted to be in that wave. So I woke up on the surfboard and I was like, well, where am I? Because I arrived in Oxbow a bit more than a year ago, after it was going towards that new direction. And we were already working with Emarsys, which got bought by SAP. And I was pretty sure at the time that it wasn't the right software for us. So we did a big benchmark. We interacted with a lot of competitors of Emarsys. And in the end, we stayed with Emarsys because we realized that for the price and the quality, it was really the best solution. That, I mean, for us, I wouldn't say it's the best solution for everyone, but for us, it was really. And also maybe the fact that it got bought by SAP gave credit to the solution, and it ensured us on the fact that there will be new developments. It wasn't like the end of the race for Emarsys. It was just the beginning of a new era. And I think the customer experience is one of the key subjects in the future to be able to deliver a good service. So yeah, so that's how we got into the wave. So we got out of the wave paddle again and caught the same wave once again in the end.
We will go as a last question a bit deeper on the benefit you got from it. But I know that for marketers and all the teams I've met in the world, there is never enough budget to deliver good insight and never enough people in the marketing team also to get the client engaged with the brand and good in the life cycle of the brand itself. Can you tell me maybe more about one tool or one channel you use more than another in order to gain time and efficiency at Oxbow in the marketing team with SAP MRCs?
Yeah, sure. Well, indeed, I think before emailing, we use a lot of emailing, and I think it was a lot before. It used to be a lot about sending campaign to a lot of people, and obviously our inboxes are full, and we don't read any emails. And we use a lot Smart Insights, for instance, which help us categorizing our clients and making sure that the only emails you're going to receive are the ones that are useful for you. But I'd say it's a combination of several tools that we use, because Smart Insight allows us to separate our customers based on how they interact with us. But we can also, based on that, we build some scenarios with the tactics, and with those scenarios, we can make sure that you're not going to receive the same email as another customer, but you're just going to receive an email when we think it makes sense for you to receive that email, and that email should be interesting for you. And we're not about just acquiring a lot of customers, but we're more about taking care of our customers, making sure that we have like good lifetime values. And so Smart Insights helps us a lot with that. Tactics also. And we're connected also with the Web Extend, so it helps us know how you interact on the website, and depending on how you're going to interact with us on our website, we're going to send you different communications. So yeah, I think it's a combination of all that helps us going towards hyper personalization, and I think that's really the future of user experience.
You talked earlier about agility and how Oxbow reinvented itself in its model and its product. Then you talked about customer centricity and being able to address all your customers all around the world in a very identified way and personalized way. You just gave the example of Smart Insight and pre-built tactics in the platform that help you achieve this vision. Since it's a customer experience forum based on inspiration, can you inspire us and the people looking at us right now with some key figures of transformational figures that you gain from using this SAP technology?
Well, I like to give a figure which doesn't sound good at the first time, and it's a bit shocky, and that's why I like it. Since we're using all of those products, our customer base went smaller than it was, but because we went from I think 600,000 customers to 400,000, but we had 200,000 people in our database, in our customer base, that didn't care about the brand anymore, and they were just here because at some point maybe there was a coupon or something, and they were like dead ends. And we are proud today that the customer that we have in our customer base are all active. So I take pride in having a smaller customer base, but a customer base that are interacting with us much more. So yeah, I think that's the key figure. And what I'd say is it's not important to have like a lot of customers if they're not qualitative, but it's better to have like a smaller base with people that are here for a reason, and they know your brand, they know why they're here, they know the benefits of being here, and you're cherishing them in a way that they won't leave you, and they were going to consume the products and everything.
That's the perfect answer. And you talked about quality instead of quantity, and touching the heart of your client by talking their own language on the product they like or the values they like also. And I think you've been a great example and a great source of inspiration for the people listening to us right now. Pierre, I really want to thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Amaury. It was a pleasure talking with you.
Thank you very much. And now, on the same topic, but to meet my new expert, let's fly together all the way to Holland. Wow, I just landed in Amsterdam to meet my new expert, Wendy from Gassan Diamonds. Wendy, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Very good, thank you very much. It's a pleasure having you with us today. So Wendy, tell us more about Gassan Diamonds.
Yeah, sure. I'm pleased to tell you more about Gassan Diamonds. It stands for a family-owned company with reliability already for 77 years, so a huge history behind the brand. Proven quality, a family-owned company with beautiful brands within the portfolio. So we have brands like Rolex, Cartier, Omega, but also create our own content. For example, the Gassan 121, our own diamond cut, which is really special, of course. We serve the local market, so within the Netherlands we have a well-known position, but also globally. So we welcome 350,000 global visitors a year. We welcome them at our HQ. So with having stores within Amsterdam, Singapore, and also the Amsterdam Airport Schiphol, Gassan serves widely. And within the organization, I'm responsible for the marketing and the purchasing departments.
And please, Wendy, now that we talk about Gassan Diamonds, and we know this company very well, what is your role there? How do you transform the customer experience on a daily basis?
Yeah, sure. Well, I'm head of marketing, and within the team, of course, the customer experience is our main priority. A data-driven approach is where we're making steps forward in order to have this special moment for our customers.
So if I understand well, touching the heart of your customer is key in your customer experience at Gassan Diamonds.
Yes, indeed. Well, we believe that buying a jewel, a diamond, or a watch is not just a purchase. Buying a couch, which is also really important in your daily existence, of course, we play proudly a role within a personal story. So we welcome people at our HQ. We tell them our story, our history, the background with the heritage and the craftsmanship, and become a part of a personal journey. So we sit with the client, celebrate special moments. You should think of preparing an engagement, a wedding, celebrate a birthday. Those moments are playing an emotional value. And we are happy to bring that to a next level. We have this one shot in order to impress the customer. And it's so special to be part of a purchase that will be handed over from generation to generation.
Following the example you just gave us, for you that you are managing retail experience, but also digital experience, is the customer journey an entire journey between the two, or is one maybe taking the lead on the other one?
Oh, well, hopefully it will never end because it's an ongoing process. We notice, of course, the online orientation within our online stores. So the digital channels are most important in order to orientate on beforehand. And as it is an emotional purchase, of course, we also value the in-person contact with our customer. So welcome them at our HQ in the different stores we have. That's where we connect and are able to perform beyond expectation. That's how we call it, because our service level is so important. So we believe the mix is the right way and to get the best customer engagement pushed by data.
We know here you make the choice of SAP to help you technologically in delivering the best experience possible for your client. Can you tell us a solution or a tips, something that you use that help you reach the target you have as a marketer?
Well, by implementing the SAP tool, we are able to be even more personal and relevant within that experience. And we believe that impressing, but also helping our customer by creating a moment before they even know it themselves, we are the ones that are able to give suggestions and to be partner within their personal journey.
Thank you. And finally, since we are in an inspirational event, can you share with us some figures or key action that you took and that delivers great momentum to your clients, but also maybe to a return on investment?
Well, the aim of our strategy is actually to understanding today's changing consumer and create individual customer journeys. And we believe the impact for now is mainly organizational. The transition from a traditional organization to a more data-driven approach comes with challenges. But we now already see the impact by, in the way of thinking, doing, and being in a more customer-centric way pushed by data. And that is an achievement, I believe, what we all do is needed in order to make the next steps. So we are not there yet, but I believe nowadays the customer engagement technology develops most organically over time, and that also happens at Gassan. But now is the time to make the next step in the customer experience. The first impact could be defined as the organizational change, which is of course the most important one to start with.
Thank you very much, Wendy, for this wonderful conversation.
Thank you so much for having me.
And now, let's fly all the way to Manchester, England, for our new topic, intelligent commerce.
Remember the time when everything revolved around the product? A bit like this. The product-centric approach was the way of doing things. It was all about the product, but that's outdated. Nowadays, what we really want is this. That's more like it. The customer-centric approach, a more personalized way of doing things. We have invited various experts on customer centricity and intelligent commerce to tell us more. Anne-Marie Martin is on his way.
Whoa, I just landed in the wonderful Manchester. Manchester, thank you for welcoming me. I'm in front of a HSS Hire store to meet Matt. Matt, how are you?
I'm good, thanks, Maury. How are you?
Very good. It's a pleasure having you today with us. Can you tell us more about HSS Hire and your role, obviously?
Absolutely. HSS Hire are the UK's market-leading tool hire company. My role at HSS, I'm the head of e-commerce. So I look after everything to do with our website and our digital side of the business.
Excellent. Thank you for this introduction. My main concern regarding this industry as an e-retailer is that we just faced a terrible pandemic momentum recently. How did you survive this? What were the main obstacles? Can you tell us more? How did you transform yourself to face that?
Yeah, absolutely. It was a really big change when lockdown happened and COVID hit in 2020. As a business, initially we made the decision to close all of our branches. We have branches across the UK, and instantly overnight, all the doors closed. We went away as a business and worked really hard on how do we serve our customers digitally? How do we give them the same proposition that they would have if they walked into one of our stores and spoke to one of our agents or branch managers through the web? The web business was relatively small at the time. And so we went away, we worked on things like click and collect, a really safe, contact-free click and collect and delivery model. And after a couple of weeks, we reopened our business and the website and instantly saw a huge amount of growth. Our industry, being tool hire, really benefited from COVID, I'm not going to lie. People were stuck at home doing DIY. they were doing gardens, they couldn't go on holiday, they couldn't travel. So a lot of people were working on the house. And we saw a huge increase in traffic, in customer demand, and in general sales through our digital channel. So there was a lot of work that went on behind the scenes to make sure that we could work safely with our customers. We could deliver to them safely. They could use a contact-free click and collect, but also trying to answer a lot of questions. There was a lot of uncertainty. We introduced things like an artificial intelligence chatbot to answer questions. We increased our customer experience team through our live chat. We increased our offering to our customers to make sure we could give them as much as possible. So lots of changes to the business through COVID, but really it was a big push towards digitalizing what we already had.
What I see clearly is that we were supposed to talk about intelligent commerce and we talk about agility at the end. Why do you think is going to remain something in the near future for the e-retailers like you? If there were one thing.
I think it's the move to digital will really stick. And in fact, we see it in our numbers now that the world is going back to normal. You know, shops are open, people are moving around. Our share of business internally at HSS from a web and digital perspective has maintained the same level as it had when we originally hit that first lockdown for COVID. And I think people's patterns and behaviors of shopping has changed. I think there's been a definite shift to the web, and that will remain. You know, the convenience and ease of shopping online, hiring your product, getting it delivered to the door and then collected, makes things a lot simpler than, you know, previously jumping in the car, driving to your local depot and picking up the kit yourself. So I think the shift to digital and the shift to web retail, certainly our business will definitely remain.
Thank you. And also, I think this shift to digital is also related to customer centricity. There is something that I'm really curious about, especially in your brand, which is really recognized in the UK and abroad, is why is customer experience at the heart of your strategy? Why is it so important for you?
It's a really good question. And customer service is a real pillar of HSS as a business and always has been. It's one of the things that we really pride ourselves in, delivering great service. And there's a challenge to do that online. The nature of our product, we sell things that are quite technical to people who don't necessarily always understand the complexity of the product. It's slightly different to, you know, if you're buying a t-shirt online or a frozen pizza, where you probably know what those things are. If you're looking to hire a cement mixer for the weekend, there's questions around the power, the weight, the output. Is it right for the project? So the nature of our business means there's a lot more questions, there's a lot more information that we need to deliver, and customer service, customer experience is absolutely key to that, to delivering the right information to the customer through the right part of the journey. It's the nature of our website, our business is hire versus standard resale is it's different. There is more complexity. So certainly introducing the key information through those different steps of the journey, so the customer is fully informed all the way through to checkout, is really at the heart of what we try and do.
I clearly understand this bridge between your culture of servicing the client, being agile, and relying also on the right technology. You've been a customer of SAP for many years now. And why do you think it has been a good choice at the time? And if we talk about projection, you and I, what are your next move in terms of technology and using SAP as a partner also to help you deliver the best customer experience possible?
Absolutely. So yeah, we've been with SAP for a number of years now, and it gives us the freedom and flexibility to offer our customers all those things that you mentioned, that great customer experience. And the nature of our product and the nature of our business being slightly different to that traditional standard e-commerce, where you buy a product and the product gets delivered and you keep the product. We work in in tool hire where you hire a product for a number of days or a week, and then you return the product. And you may want it for a longer duration. There is questions around availability if you want it in the future. So all of those slight complexities and differences to standard retail mean that we need to customize and we need to change our approach to how we present information to customers. How that standard e-commerce checkout journey changes. And SAP gives us the flexibility to do that. The customizable way that we can present information, change that checkout flow. That's all part and parcel of one of the reasons why we work with you guys.
That's exactly the heart of the question, and I think the main concern from client is for you being agile in order to evolve in time and serve them the best way possible. We are now in this customer experience forum to talk about inspiration. We talked to EMEA people listening from all over Europe. Can you please give us some impact or key benefits you get recently from using our technology and maybe moving it to the cloud or a more agile framework, especially on commerce?
Yeah, it's a good point. I think the fact that we grew so much in lockdown and through the COVID last 2 years, that wouldn't have been possible without SAP. So all of that growth that we've experienced, I mean, I look at the numbers versus 2019, we are 160% up versus where we were. A huge amount of growth that's sustained. Our share of business internally, the digital side of the business has grown and continues to grow, which is really exciting. And SAP is definitely part of our growth plan for the future. So upgrading our platform is definitely on the roadmap to give us, as you say, the agility and the flexibility to make sure that when we need to make changes and customize, we can do it as quickly as possible and give the customers that great experience.
Thank you very much, Matt, for this exchange. It was really inspiring, and I really want to thank you. And now let's go back to Enda for the next topic.
Hello, customer service. Yeah, I think I'm missing a few screws here.
There are
Hello?
186
Hello?
customers waiting before you. Please hold the line.
Oh, Marie, where are you? I hope you can help me with your experts on this one. There's got to be a better, more modern way of handling customers.
Det som vi har startat, så det har vi alltid försökt bygga vidare på och förnya, så att strategin i grund och botten för MIRKA också så har varit förnyelse.
We start from the surface and we try and see, so what would an end customer need for them to make that surface perfect? Being dedicated to the finish also means that you walk that extra mile with the customer.
And this is something that is very typical for MIRKA, that we are trying to always develop. There's big innovations, big breakthrough innovations, and there's a continuous improvement.
Vi måste vara innovativa. Vi måste ha någonting som är unikt. Vi måste kunna liksom göra någonting mera.
Och kvaliteten gör ju också att vi får återkommande kunder.
I think a positive environment, an open environment, that's essential for a really innovative organization. Because to be innovative, there's no process making innovation. It's the people making the innovation.
We've had really good feedback from customers. So I'm proud that I'm selling something that I have full confidence in.
One of our keywords is renewal, continuous renewal. How are we relevant in the future? How are we interesting? How can we add value to the customers?
Det var en väldigt litet butik då vi började, men nu
I just landed in West Finland. Amazing place. I am at MIRKA home with my friend Matthias. Matthias, how are you?
I'm great. And what about you?
I'm very good, thank you. We've just seen a little video of introduction of MIRKA, but can you tell us more about this amazing brand?
It's actually a company I've been around for almost 80 years, 79 years. So soon to celebrate 80 years as a company next year. It's a family-owned business, been growing with impressive figures during the last decades, mainly due to some breakthrough innovations, but also continuous gradual innovations, everyday innovations in terms of improvements. And what we start with, to give you also kind of picture of what kind of business we are in, is we start with the surface. So imagine yourself having a car, you have been going through colliding into someone else, so a collision, and it needs to be repaired. You want it to look like brand new again. So that's one of the use cases. Or it could be you have a yacht, you want, of course, it looks shiny, the best in your neighborhood. And then it includes, for sure, sanding and polishing and so forth. So these are the typical use cases, but also it could go down to electronics, like a surface of a screen or something like that. Or it could be parts of your car, the engine of your car, the powertrain, components that needs to be grinded with high precision and so forth. So we serve different industries, and a starting point is really to ask ourselves, how can we help our end customers to get that perfect finish of their surface? And to give you some figures as well, we are 1,600 people employed, headquarters in Finland, as you said, so we come to the right place, but we export to more than 100 countries, so 97% are exported. We have 18 daughter companies, and last year we did slightly north of 350 million in turnover. So that's MIRKA in a nutshell.
And Matthias, now that we know more MIRKA, you are one of the most respected professionals in the area. Can you tell us more about you and your background?
Yes, thanks a lot. I appreciate your comment. That will make me fly for a number of days. I see myself as an entrepreneur, and the way I define that term is sort of an entrepreneur within an organization, in a company, and it drives change and innovation, but also a person who translates ideas into action. So that's me in a nutshell. And what I do at MIRKA is I'm the program manager for our customer experience program. I have a background from both large corporates, most of the financial industry, but also been in a startup a number of years. And what I really love is high-paced environments and good team spirit, as well as high ambition, where people and processes and technology meet.
I'm not surprised to see that MIRKA has someone like you in order to drive this customer experience to the another level. Now, can you tell us why is customer experience so important at MIRKA?
Yeah, it is a central part of our core strategy. And in fact, as well, if you just look at generic kind of stats out there, you could see that companies that do invest in customer experience and are user-centric tend to outperform those companies that do not. But I would like to take a little bit of a different angle to it, and I would like to look at what is actually happening on the largest companies, within the largest companies in the US, named SAP 500 as an index. And looking at the average age of one of those companies, they used to be kind of middle-aged, as you and me, I assume, and but that's no longer true. It's down to the age of a teenager, and something has happened during this time. So it's quite dramatic, actually. And you might wonder, how is that linked to customer experience? Well, I will come there, since that means the change is happening super fast, but it's going to increase in speed. So it's not decreasing. And looking at the data ahead of us, so the coming 10 years, we are expecting to lose 50% of the well-known companies that we have today during the next decade. So that means that a number of new companies are coming into that index, growing new names, but also old names are disappearing due to several reasons. So the challenge becomes how to stay relevant And the only true kind of connection that I see is that to ensure that you bring customer value. An American writer named Maya Angelou, she said once that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. That is, for me, customer experience.
Totally, customer experience talk with the heart. Getting emotional with the client is what makes a momentum memorable. Thank you for highlighting this point. You just talked about effortless customer experience, but we know everything is not pink here. There are some pain points to deal with and some action to be taken to get outstanding results. Can you tell us more about that?
Yes, the pain points are for sure almost like a gold mine, where to focus and where to initiate various projects and to work on functionality. And something that came through in the customer journey exercise, for example, is that we saw that we are too reliant on face-to-face communication and interaction with our partners, meaning distributors, and that's our main route to market. We also saw that there was a identified need for availability beyond office hours, so more of a 24/7 availability in terms of product information and specific details about the products, but also content, relevant content for their relevant industries and applications. Besides that, we saw there was a kind of a demand for placing orders, so the commerce functionality. So what we translated that pain point into was to start a project to build a partner portal, so an extranet where our partners could log in any day, anywhere, and basically see all the relevant information they need. Something else that we saw during the customer journey exercise is that, generally speaking, the mobile usage is increasing in almost every single segment. That translates into the importance of having a mobile-first approach, and understanding as well that many of the users that we serve, they are on the move, they use their mobile, so you will need to ensure, or we will need to ensure, that they have relevant information accessible and easy and convenient way in their mobile as well. That's something else that was very evident in that exercise.
If there is something that could inspire the people listening to us, when you made slight change in your commerce journey, or in your customer service journey, or in your marketing journey, where do you measure the impact, and how do you measure success at MIRKA?
The areas where I see that we've done impact is I would like to stress the customer journey exercise itself, since I think it's important to understand that in order to add value, you need to understand the problems, a job to be done, and what are you actually trying to solve. And we always start, even on the product side, we start with the customer's challenge. So I would like to stress that you can never skip that step and go into solutions if you don't understand what you are solving. And even so, if I take the freedom to use a quote that we sometimes internally discuss, Albert Einstein, he said once that if I had an hour to solve a problem, I would spend 55 minutes thinking about the problem and 5 minutes thinking about solutions. So that is, for me, kind of let's say the core answer to your question, that we kind of have a mindset that we put ourselves in the customer's shoes. And our slogan or mission is to help people to perform better, coming back to your earlier question as well. So it's all about that. And that means that finding solutions such as, if I may highlight from the product side, which also has implications to other aspects of our business, is such as we are acting in sanding a surface, and that's usually traditionally kind of linked to quite dusty environments, and dust has been a well-known problem in the industry. So we were challenged to solve that topic and to reduce the dust. So one of the breakthrough innovations that we came up with was to, instead of having a sandpaper, we invented a net, so a net-based abrasive. So you could extract the dust through the net together with a handheld tool, electric tool, and dust extraction. What that means was that the end result would be dust-free. So, for example, I had my son the other day, or some time ago actually, sanding our kitchen oak table. And you can imagine in the old days, we have a kind of kitchen table in the living room next to the kitchen, and there would be sand as a kind of dust all over the place. Now it was a smooth kind of end result and no dust. So these are the kind of innovations that we also we do on a product side, but we also translate into our interactions with our customers. And happy to tell you more about that, but feel free to ask more specific questions. You had lots of questions. I don't know if I answered your question at all.
Have you seen, I ask question with one word or multiple choice question, but you talked about entrepreneurship. This is your mindset. You talked about innovation and reinvent the experience as MIRKA. You just talked about effortless experience. If I were in your shoes right now, can you give me a word that inspires me and tell me where should I start?
Then I would really advise you to take an outside-in perspective. Do not trust that you have all the answers. Do not trust that you have all understood all the problems to the needed extent. So do a proper customer journey mapping. That would be my first advice, to understand where are the pain points. So where should I focus my efforts? Since all the initiatives in terms of technology, that will be a long list of initiatives, but you need to understand what is adding most value. So it's a backlog itself. That would be my first recommendation, but also to understand that it's about people, so people working together. So I would ensure that you have the right expertise, right competencies, empowered team, but also cross-functional team, but also ensure that you look at the processes, not just copy the existing processes, but what could actually be fundamentally changed in the existing processes in order to take you to the next level. So these would be my recommendations. Not just look at technology as such, but combine it all into one kind of package.
Thank you very much, Matthias.
You're welcome.
This was my final destination. I will fly home now, fully inspired. What about you, Enda?
Anne-Marie, I think we're ready to shoot for the stars. Well, that's it, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us today. And don't forget, you can discover more content at our Always On platform, where you'll find more talks, videos, exhibitions, and the opportunity to interact with our experts. And please share your feedback. We love hearing from you. Thank you, and see you soon. Now I think we're ready to shoot for the stars.